that they are literally scanning up and down.
This bare wire.
Something was out there. Not a bear, not a person, something bigger. Watching him, following him. And by the time Thomas Siebold's journal begged for help, it was already too late. This wasn't just another survival trip. This was Alaska's deadliest wilderness. 8 million acres of silence, storms, and shadows. Siebold, a seasoned survivalist, vanished without a trace. What remained was just a torn tent, a cracked phone, and one final photo that still haunts investigators to this day. Tonight, we're diving into the 7 creepiest camping encounters ever caught on camera. Real footage, unexplained disappearances, and things in the woods that no one can explain. Are you ready? September 15th, 2012. 31-year-old wilderness expert Thomas Siebold hiked alone into Alaska's gates of the Arctic National Park. 2 months later, only fragments of his belongings were found. His body was never recovered. Thomas wasn't just any outdoorsman. A survival instructor from Wisconsin, he had conquered some of the harshest terrains on the planet. This trip, however, was different. The park spans over 8 million acres of untouched wilderness, known for its deadly weather, dense forest, and unsettling silence. Locals call it the edge of the world. Some even whisper about strange creatures in the dark. When Thomas missed his return flight in mid-November, a search operation began. It lasted nearly 2 weeks before the weather forced it to be shut down. His last known location was near Chandler Lake, west of the Brooks Range. There, searchers discovered a tattered campsite, a phone, a camera, torn jeans, and a journal. The entry started off calm, reflective. He wrote about the beauty of the land, the peace that he felt, the kindness of the locals. But by September 28th, his tone had changed. That night, something came to his camp. It wasn't a bear. It howled, deep and unnatural. It banged on the door of his shelter. Thomas was terrified. He fled the next day, deeper into the forest, away from safety. He left behind signs that he was being stalked. Footprints, twice the size of his, crude shelters, howls, heavy footsteps in the night, and then photographs. Dark, grainy shapes resembling upright humanoid figures. Something was following him, watching him, closing in. By early October, his food was running out. He was heading towards Chandler Lake, but never actually made it there. In one of his final journal entries, he wrote that it had returned. The air felt heavy. He begged for help. Camera footage backed up his claims. Strange noises, shaken shelters, shadowy movement just beyond the trees. Theories range from a grizzly bear to something far more sinister, maybe even Bigfoot. The evidence remains chillingly inconclusive. To this day, Thomas Siebold's disappearance is unsolved. Only his journal, his camera, and the growing fear between the lines remains. What do you think really happened to him? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Popular YouTuber Explorer Kenny had found a hidden gem deep in the woods of Itasca County, Minnesota. It was a remote campsite by a peaceful lake. No reservations, just a fire pit, a boat landing, and trumpeter swans gliding across the water.
This spot is maintained by the county, and they do have a couple of rules here, but I think that the rules actually make for a lot more enjoyable experience, and they're simple to follow. No reservations, it's first come, first serve, no more than one group here. And then it's limited to no more than 10 people. And they design the sites for just 2 sleeping units, so you can only have 2 campers up here. The last rule I see get broken often, and it's just that they don't want you to be blocking the boat landing with your camper. It's possible that someone's gonna come in here, still try and land a boat. But I see it often. People come into these spots and they think that the whole thing is theirs free for 14 days. So they'll pull their camper right up to the boat landing, park it there, and then nobody can get in. So if you do visit these campsites in Itasca County, make sure that you don't block the boat landing. I found that most of these campsites have plenty of room to park a camper. I'm hoping the wind calms down a little bit. I think what we'll do is go around, pick up a few things, and then by then the sun will be going down and maybe it won't be so windy out.
Everything looked set for a peaceful solo weekend with his dog Toby. The rules were simple, and that only made the place feel more untouched. But beneath the calm surface, things were about to unravel.
This one was a first for me. I just got done cleaning up that campsite and a van pulls in. He's got a boat in tow. He rolls his window down and says, "Hey, do you mind if I set up a tent next to your camper?" Normally that doesn't happen, but I noticed he's got a couple of kids in the back. They probably want to do some fishing, so how am I supposed to say no to that? These campsites are getting full. This afternoon on the way up here, I had to put up the drone and use that to scout some of the spots that I have pinned on Google Maps, and everything's full. He did grab the fire pit, brought it over by the tent, so we're probably gonna do some cooking on the solo stove tonight, but that's all right. I've been camping thousands of times. Those kids, probably only camping dozens of times. Toby and I, me and you, we're still gonna have a relaxing evening.
As Kenny started setting up, unease began creeping in. A van pulled in out of nowhere. The driver, towing a boat, asked if he could pitch a tent beside Kenny's camper. It was unusual, but the guy had kids, so Kenny reluctantly agreed. It wasn't ideal, but it was manageable. But still, something about it felt off. Earlier, on his way in, Kenny had already started facing problems. His engine had been acting up, losing power with no warning lights. He barely made it to Grand Rapids, where a diagnostic scan revealed a failing turbocharger sensor.
This is no good. I got a check engine light on, and for some reason I'm losing power. I think I'm coming into Grand Rapids soon. Well, actually, we pulled into Nishwauk, and Google's telling me that the closest O'Reilly's is about 11.5 miles from here, so I'm going to try and make it. What's happening is, as I was climbing hills, giving it fuel, the truck's not going anywhere. It's not idling up. I'm not getting any reduced power messages, so hopefully we can limp into Hibbing and figure out what's wrong with this. That's where we got to start, is by plugging in a scanner. I'll let you know. So they use these dedicated O'Reilly units now. And I think I might have to bring this back in once it's scanned. And I don't think I can reset it from here either. But at least it'll tell me what we got going on. I guess we'll find out. Should have seen this one coming. Turbocharger vane position sensor. I've been having problems with this for a little while now, but it's looking like they're probably getting to the point where it's going to be giving me issues all the time. Initially it was just during that first startup and it was doing its sweep, but I still think we're going to get home just fine. What I'm going to do is turn the exhaust brake on, get it nice and hot, run the snot out of it. You ready to go catch some fish, Toby?
The fix was not immediate, but he decided to push through anyways. Then came the fuel problem. Coasting downhill, the truck sputtered and shut off, bone dry. Turns out the steep road prevented what little fuel was left from reaching the engine.
Can you tell what's wrong here? No motor. Truck just shut off and now we're coasting downhill. Oh no. I just ran out of gas. My fuel light came on probably 2 miles ago. I mean, I should definitely have enough fuel in the tank. The problem is that this road is a really steep downhill angle, and I've got a sump in the fuel tank, so there's just no fuel to draw. I'm back on kind of level surface right now, so I'm going to try and prime my fuel system. I hope I don't have to prime the filters and everything. But we'll see if we can't get this thing going. What a day. All right, so I removed the intake. All right, the aftermarket fuel pump is on. Let's see if we can bleed the system this way. I'm not even hearing any gurgling coming out of there. What in the world? Give me a little bit of pressure. Just nothing. I really need to crack this screw though. I don't have a big enough screwdriver. Maybe I'll just cross my fingers and crank it over again. There we go. I think we got it. Except I'm covered in diesel. Get up there now. Come on. Okay. Let's see how many miles I got. Oh, stop it. What does it tell me? How many miles do I have still empty? Fuel range, 66 miles. Now it's just got to get air out of the line. All right, it's running. Let's get to the bottom of this hill so that way I can speed bomb it up to the top, get to the gas station.
He had to bleed the system manually, soaked in diesel, hands numb from effort. Somehow he got it started again. And just when things started to settle, he realized he wasn't feeling like himself anymore. Recovering from shoulder surgery, exhausted from work, his body and mind were out of sync. What used to be routine now felt foreign to him. Even Toby, dressed in his usual costume, couldn't shake off the tension that lingered. The plan had been to fish, relax, and reset, but between the mechanical failure, the uninvited guest, and his own fatigue, the trip felt cursed. He skipped fishing. Instead, he cooked sausages over a smokeless pit, wiped off sweat and diesel, and tried to pull the pieces together.
Or not, but the last few weeks, it's like I'm out of my element. And I'm going to blame it on the shoulder surgery. I used to have everything down to a routine. Work Monday through Friday, get off work, get in the camper, record all day Saturday, Sunday morning, and we'd make a video. All week, I've been getting home from work and going right to bed. I just don't have the energy to even think about what we're going to do on the weekends, and then I end up doing stuff like this.
In the end, he packed up early with a lingering question in his mind. Was this a one-off bad weekend, or was he truly losing touch with the thing that he loved the most? Do you have any guesses? We'd love to know your views in the comments below. Now, this is a story about a terrifying solo wild camp fail. It started like the perfect nightmare. The rain had already soaked the ground. The forecast promised more, non-stop drizzle until morning. His shoes were crumbling beneath his feet, and the hike didn't even begin until after dark. A solo wild camp, his first ever. What could go wrong?
It's rained already today. Everything's soaking on the ground. It's forecast 50% chance of rain for every hour until 9 AM tomorrow. My shoes are literally falling apart around my feet, and I couldn't set out until after it had got dark. This sounds like the recipe of a fantastic first ever solo wild camp. I'm Dan Brown, and let's just go and enjoy some nice peaceful calm time in the hills. My backpack.
The plan was to stay low-key, no visible camping gear, just an 8-kilogram pack loaded internally. A dim head torch used sparingly, just enough to avoid pitching a crooked tent in the dark. But as he made his way into the woods, everything began to unravel.
So I've been walking for about an hour at this point, and it really is amazing the difference that the backpack has made. And also the fact that I'm using a much dimmer light is starting to make me think I'm sure I can hear stuff and see little flashes and that. I'm sure I can't, but I can't be sure in here where I need to be. So yeah, quick backpack rest, and then we're gonna get, in fact I might get the stove out now, find a spot on the...
Storm damage had littered the path with fallen trees. Hunger gnawed at his stomach. He hadn't eaten. And then came the flicker of light. A car had pulled up on a road above. A beam scanned the forest, and then another. It was deliberate. Someone got out. They weren't just passing through. The lights moved, slowly sweeping the undergrowth. They were searching, and he was the target. Frozen, crouched low, heart racing. He killed the camera and held his breath.
Dim lights only now. I was just shining the torch round on full beam, showing like the woods to the camera. Some car somewhere on a road up there stopped, and I swear a torch shone into the trees, obviously from well above my head, but it's just spooked me a bit. Oh man, my heart is going. I swear the car that I just mentioned pulled up and somebody has got out. I don't know if it's just coincidence. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I am really, oh my goodness me. I know. This isn't fun, this. I am so stupid. I am the stupidest person I don't know if you can see that they are literally scanning up and down. They are literally... Can you see this on the ground? They're literally looking straight at me. I know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm literally crouched. I'm sat on the ground. Alright, let the camera off.
Eventually, the strangers left. Probably. He waited in the dark and then bolted toward the hills using a red light to stay invisible. But adrenaline now fueled every step. Fog crept in, thick and heavy. Visibility dropped. Cliff edges became death traps in the mist. Somehow he managed to calm down enough to eat. Pasta with pesto and cheese. For a moment, it felt like camping was back on track. But the illusion didn't last long. Distant engines, quad bikes maybe, buzzed from the valleys. A car alarm, then shouting. It was faint, but it pushed him over the edge. He remembered warnings about dodgy characters lurking in the area. And this wasn't peace. This wasn't fun. This was danger. The wind rose, the temperature dropped. Fear returned, the tent never left its pack. And that's when he bailed.
Okay, so the winds really got up, the temperatures absolutely dropped, and I'm rapidly packing my stuff up. I'm definitely gonna bail. Let's go and rethink this, and then I will do my first ever solo camp in the next few days, hopefully. Whew. So, with very changeable and worsening weather conditions and my inability to calm my mind fully, especially after hearing the quad bikes, that did give me a slight concern that somebody could come up there on the hilltop with ease and see me lit up like an easy target all alone on a stormy hilltop. And so, yeah, I thought, if this isn't going to be fun, I don't want to just be lying awake in fear on my own on a hilltop for 7 hours. And, like you say, just a little bit too much of a public place.
7 miles back through the darkness with dread, questioning everything. The voices, the lights, the noises, maybe real, maybe paranoia. But in the wild, when you're alone and alert, doubt becomes danger.
Really sorry to be bailing on this. As you can imagine, I've gone to all this effort and I didn't want to do this. I've got probably 6 to 7 miles to walk back. What's happened in the last sort of 20 minutes, I've heard voices, thought I heard quad bikes or dirt bikes, something like that. Heard a shout. I thought perhaps I didn't hear the shout at first, but I've just been hearing a car alarm go off in the distance, and I'm just wondering if there is any mischief afoot, because I saw a thing on Facebook about there being some trouble going around the area, and if people are parked up on the back lanes and stuff, I don't know, but I don't want to be out here potentially in the middle of that either. So I'm going to see what happens. I'm just going to walk and walk and walk. Temperature's really dropped off, and so hopefully I'll just clear off.
And that was the night the wild camp failed. Not for lack of gear or weather, but because survival instinct shouted louder than bravado. Lesson learned. Sometimes the smartest move is turning back. Don't you agree? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. The still waters of a remote northern Ontario lake promised nothing but peace. The two men behind the Quiet Wild YouTube channel were breaking in their first canoe, planning future trips through Algonquin Park.
In our last video, we did a bit of a recap on our winter season, and in the comments, we mentioned that there were some new adventures coming, that we had just picked up a canoe. Here we are in our new to us canoe. This is our maiden voyage out in her. We haven't named it yet, but we're just trying to get our sea legs. This is first canoe that Robbie or I have owned, and we've taken it out on this small lake, northern Ontario, to put it through its paces and do a bit of a dry run before we start planning a longer overnight through Algonquin Park. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like canoe content, you like outdoor content, you like all that good stuff, make sure you click like, subscribe. Stay tuned for more, guys.
Man, this is like relaxing. Just like looking around, like taking your time, no motor.
Look at this. Look at the lake. It's like, it's glass, man.
Yeah, it's...
Couldn't ask for better conditions.
No, and I was kind of afraid there might have been a bit of a chop today, but...
I kind of thought this lake was bigger. Like, thought we'd be able to get out, have a lunch.
Yeah, I mean...
I guess we could always paddle back to that island and check that out.
Mm-hmm.
I brought those camp chairs too. We can set those up on that platform.
Yeah.
Have a little shore lunch.
A short lunch.
I think I hear running water.
The lake mirrored the sky. No waves, no motorboats, nothing.
A short little bushwhack. We're on the other side of the rapids here, or rapids. I guess they're rapids. I don't know what you call these. The moving water. We're on the other side. The water levels are high right now too, though, because of how early it is. There are still some spots in the bush that still have snow. Not so much here, but I did see it on the other side of the lake. This looks like it opens up kind of into a swampy, marshy area, and then it looks like the river continues on the other side of this. But this is as far as we're going to take things for here today. I think we're going to go and check out some more of the lake.
It was supposed to be a dry run, a simple maiden voyage, but curiosity led them to an uninhabited island, and that's where the calm cracked.
They paddled back across the river to that island that we pointed out earlier. We'll show you guys around. There's some pretty weird things. We're gonna stop and have a bite to eat though, and then get back on our way. But yeah, we'll show you some of the stuff that we stumbled across on this island here. It's kind of weird.
I don't know if this is like, they got these pulleys and stuff set up, but I don't know if this hang your food. So it's like it's set up to pull something up. Like,
it could be to keep your, but like
you're on an island though. So
yeah.
Like, are you worried about a bear swimming across in the night?
Maybe.
You gotta hang your food, like.
So yeah, these booster cables, they're not attached to anything.
Like they've got electrical for light bulbs, you know?
Yeah, which, I mean, you're leaving that out all winter. It's kind of...
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
They first noticed something odd. Wires. Bare electrical wires threaded through the trees, hooked to light switches, screwed into trunks with silicone caulking. Nothing was powered, but everything looked set up. A makeshift platform stood nearby, possibly for a tent. Booster cables dangled nearby, and even stranger, some of the wiring led to spring-loaded contraptions. Maybe an electric fence, maybe not. The setup was clearly old, unkempt, but deliberate.
He's floating in the water. Like, why do this? I don't... And like, to have just exposed wire as like running through trees.
As they explored further, more unusual things emerged. A light fixture was embedded into a tree. Electrical outlets too. A light switch connected to what looked like an old toilet structure. Was it a bush camp, a hideout, maybe something else? They stumbled upon pulleys and rigging systems that looked like they were meant to hoist objects. Perhaps food, maybe not. but the setup didn't make much sense on an island, especially if it was meant to keep bears away.
Toilet?
Is there a camp shower there too?
Is an actual toilet? Okay. See, I mean, that looks relatively new too, eh? Like, that box, oh, it stinks. Or is that just in my head?
Are there duck eggs in there? Yeah, this is just weird, eh? Like, can we show this on YouTube?
Oh, it's a legit toilet seat.
Actually, that's a good setup.
Yeah. You want to have a peek in there or no?
I don't really want to touch it.
Oh.
Was it full?
I didn't look. It's a 5-gallon pail. I don't know if the bottom's cut out of it.
I just don't get it. Like the wires everywhere and light switches everywhere. I got a couple compact camping chairs here. Facebook Marketplace strikes again. Please don't tell my wife, because she already thinks that I'm going overboard with this. But
I bought those chairs.
Robbie bought those chairs. It wasn't me. The thing that spurred this is I saw a Helinox 1 chair, which is probably lighter than this, and I think it uses different legs. But it kind of dawned on me that if we're in Algonquin for 3 to 5 weeks, it kind of dawned. I felt like bringing chairs along on a canoe trip probably makes a lot of sense, especially when you're in the backcountry. And yeah, we could sit on stumps and stuff, but it's just to have a little bit of comfort after a day of paddling is probably going to go a long way. So we're going to set these up for the first time and test them out. We're going to enjoy a couple sandwiches and some pepperettes. Love you guys.
There were no cabins, no permanent shelter, just scattered evidence of something once active, now eerily abandoned. Then they found eggs, large, hidden beneath underbrush, like turkey or duck. Whatever had been nesting there had just fled, startled. That only added to the sense of intrusion. Something felt off here. No people, no boats, just a bizarre network of wires and the feeling that someone had been living differently out here.
Whiskey Jacks?
Okay.
Or Grey Jays? Whiskey Jacks or Grey Jays? That, I don't know if it's the wind I hear. It must be, eh? It's not that water.
One thing I find crappy, I wouldn't even say it's crappy, but like the one thing I'm always missing on these outings, like whether we're like staying overnight or like going in the bush. Like, remember when we went to the survival shelter for a day in the fall and then we did it again in the winter? You can't really bring out pop with you, you know, like, because it takes up so much. Like, I always wish when we're eating these like good meals, like even this is good, like I wish I had like a Diet Pepsi to
something with some bite.
Yeah, cleanse the palate a bit, eh? But it's you can't do it. You might be able to bring one can out with you. I don't think that was a duck, man. It was
too big.
They joked about returning in the summer to see if rituals were still being performed, but under the jokes was unease. This wasn't an island camp. It had the fingerprints of secrecy, or someone trying to stay hidden. And while they laughed and they set up new camping chairs, their eyes kept drifting back to the pulleys and those wires. Something happened on that island, and no one's talking about it. But what could this be? Any ideas? We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. The Paranormal Discovery YouTube team ventured into Scar Woods, a place hidden in mystery and whispers of the past. As they hiked deeper into the woods, they found out the secrets hidden in nature, questioning what cryptid creatures might still exist, lurking in the shadows of the trees.
You gotta come with an open mind. You know, you gotta understand that they come at their own pace. They leave little trails behind for us people to see. And not only that, it's like a huge game of hide and seek. You're not gonna come across a Bigfoot, like a full-bodied one, every single time you go out. It's just like you find little things that they've done, and like it's almost like a message to you. So when it comes to cryptids and stuff, you really gotta keep an open mind and really nail down specifics as to what you're hunting. So not gonna lie, if you guys are here to bash me and try and ruin this Bigfoot hunting and cryptid stuff for the rest of the people watching this that actually enjoy this, turn me off right now. If you guys are expecting to see stuff and for me to bring you evidence, really For real, shut me off right now. Like, that's not what I'm doing for this series. This is mainly to document my encounters and experiences, true and authentic, and really dig deeper into what we've been experiencing one-on-one in these locations. So if you're looking for evidence, this is not the series.
Their previous encounter with the spirit of an indigenous boy who claimed he was trapped weighed heavily on their minds. This time, they were determined to uncover the truth behind his message.
So I had to do 2 adventures here to try and find this abandoned cemetery that, actually I haven't told you guys yet. The mission is, we're trying to find an abandoned cemetery that Chelsea kind of found in the back end of this forest. She found this guy that dropped a legitimate public abandoned cemetery map on Google Maps. And there's an abandoned cemetery in this woods that's connected to Scar Woods. So like, I wonder if that indigenous boy, you know, the spirit boy, is connected to that kind of area. But when I went, there was no tombstone, so it looks like it was kind of unmarked. So we have an unmarked cemetery, which is probably a good 30-minute hike, 40-minute hike. It was nuts. I can't believe she found an abandoned cemetery within that same woods. So, good girl, Kiki. Man.
The atmosphere was filled with tension as they approached what they believed to be an unmarked cemetery, a site that could hold the key to the boy's story.
On further with this video, I got the maps up right now. Now what you guys are seeing is basically the marking of where that abandoned cemetery is. It's completely abandoned. There's absolutely nothing there. No tombstones, no headstones. So we got to go quite a ways. That little alien right there is basically what I marked, because you can kind of get to a path that's going to lead to like the other side of the stream. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to get back from that point. So I kind of marked it for me. That's going to be our marking for the way back. So we got to look for that. I'm on the way there. I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of like a prehistoric, endangered looking area. We're going to go completely off the path, but it's going to cut up to where we need to go. I'm now facing across the stream. I got to go that way, which is basically off the path. And I'll show you guys, but that's where we're going. And if I were to tap on that marking or the label, it says John Umla Cemetery. There was nothing but like open land. It almost felt like there was an abandoned house that was there. That's not there anymore. It's really weird, but once you guys kind of pop up, you'll get the vibe that maybe something was there. It's like a weird opening. I have no idea why that says it's a 2-minute walk. It isn't. It's more like a 20-minute walk. Thinking, and it makes a lot of sense. What if there are things that lived on Earth that humans never really got the chance to know or even like have any idea about? There could be things and spirits in the wilderness that like we don't know about. We've never known about them. They're unknown beings, like humanoids that people have been encountering for like the test of time, but like no one knows what it is. Like, what about dinosaurs? What about animals around that time? That could really be the answer to the Sasquatch stuff and cryptid stuff. Like, these are creatures that us people, even indigenous folks, like we've all just been encountering these beings like from way before the human race or like the human test of time. Does that make sense? Like, I hope that makes sense. It's just, there's something about it, and it's really intriguing me. I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna really test out this area. So what I'm gonna do is leave this camp here, and I'm gonna come back with Chelsea tomorrow. It's crazy. There's something going on here that's tripping her out. You okay, babe? You wanna go?
As the night fell, the forest transformed. Sounds echoed around them, branches snapping, whispers in the dark. The team felt a presence, a mix of curiosity and fear.
The best way to take?
No, but someone put this up here, and look. Check this out.
Oh, what the heck?
A box of mysterious stuff in there.
Actually?
I already checked it out like days ago, but you know, straight up.
What's in it?
So when I opened this, I was nervous. I thought it was like something that's gonna like be a danger to me.
Yeah.
But it makes complete sense. It's a geocache box.
Oh.
So like, look, there's like a log of people's names and dates of when they came.
That's so cool.
Straight up a log.
Bunch of Canadian flags.
Canadian flags. Look though, Maritime Mega 4. Truro, Nova Scotia, Canada geocaching mega event.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so like...
What else is in there?
Pack of gum.
Old gum. Some coins.
Fake coins.
Oh, money, money, money.
This says cat from Godigan Street. And there's naked chick.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so where did the other thing go? This thing here, look. Help me travel, take me to another cache. Please do not keep me. It's a travel book.
Whoa.
So like, technically, since we found this, we're supposed to go to another geocache. But the thing is, it's like, why here? This is such a weird, endangered area for a geocache.
It is. That's really cool though that we found it. Well, that you found it.
How the hell do you open this? Yeah, try and open this. It's so hard to open.
It's just push and lift. Oh.
What the hell? It's Chelsea proof.
It is. It's child proof.
It's adult proof. We'll pass it back now. As if we can't open this damn bottle.
No, you need that pencil.
For what?
To write your name in there.
I'll write my name, don't worry. Crazy, the log memo. So, look, dating back to 2017.
Oh wow, so this has been here.
That's the farthest back I found.
Yeah, it's from 2018 as well. Oh.
Halloween 2020.
Another person Halloween. So two people found it. Two different people found the same one on Halloween.
On Halloween.
A decent amount of people have found this.
2021. Yeah. Holy f, bub. Look,
What?
look.
What?
Bigfoot.
What
I just saw the word Bigfoot.
was seen here, 2023.
I just saw that word. I'm like, what the f? Bigfoot was seen here, 2023. You gotta be kidding me right now. What the?
November 15th.
What?
Another one underneath just says November 15th.
2024. The one before this was 2023. So is that a 2023?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to see.
But it says Bigfoot.
It
like
does.
that caught my eye.
Yeah.
I was reading like all of this stuff, all the names, and then it just like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's really cool.
Yo, that is mind
That is.
me right now. Yo, you gotta be kidding me. Let's hop into night vision and get this going.
Whoa.
Yo, this is trippy.
It got dark really quick.
Right?
Like I can't even see in front of me right now.
So we are in full black and white right now. Of course, when we were setting up our cameras, we hear like sticks and branches and stuff.
Always happens like that.
It felt like it was kind of from back here. Oh, there it is, there it is.
They attempted to communicate, but the spirits were hesitant, warning them to leave. The tension escalated as they realized they might be disrupting a sacred ritual.
Betrayal.
Betrayal.
Was someone betrayed on this land? Or betrayed here?
Be careful in here.
What? Oh, there it is.
What do we have to be careful of?
Are you a Sasquatch? If so, can you break a branch or snap something, please? We mean no harm. We just want to know what we're hearing.
Rituals here.
What the f? What the f?
Wow! Wow! How does that make you feel, getting that kind of confirmation?
Chels, I was just going with my gut.
That's amazing!
Like literally, like that's what I do on the daily on these videos. I literally tell people how I'm feeling. I don't know how many times I have to say that. That's crazy how that just confirmed that.
That's amazing! I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What kind of rituals were performed here? Happy ones, sad ones, different kind of ones? Let us know.
It kind of looks like someone's in the tent. Is that you moving?
Suddenly, the spirits seemed to grow restless, and the team felt a palpable energy surrounding them. They were caught between two worlds, the living and the spirit realm, each with its own mysteries. As they set up camp, unease settled in, but they felt that they were intruding on something sacred.
It's just like a lot of mixed signals coming from like the spirit realm. Like, they didn't want to talk to you, then they said they were open to talking to me. And as soon as I started to ask questions, they said they don't like investigators. And then right away, it's like, no, go away. Like, go away, go away. And as soon as that kind of started happening, I kept picking up that there was more than one.
This is amazing.
That there was more than one spirit. I kept getting 5.
I think they're walking up.
We're disrupting them. They are trying to do something right now. They're all intelligent spirits. This is not residual. They're performing something right now. Like something that's sacred. And we're in their way.
Calm.
It's like moving behind us.
As they prepared to leave, the team understood that their journey was just beginning. The woods held secrets that begged to be uncovered, and the spirits were waiting for someone brave enough to listen.
There's something outside of our tent, like I heard it walk up. It's just so hard to tell what it is. You know, like if you want to get into the cryptid stuff, talk about all of that stuff. It's like there are real experiences that people have been having for hundreds of thousands of years. There are truth to the stories, but it's like, what are they? What do they want? How can we put ourselves in situations to capture them? This is the only way to do it. If you want to do the cryptid stuff, this is the only way, is to put yourself in vulnerable positions. Like haunted stuff is one thing, but cryptids, we don't know their true powers of what they are capable of doing. We don't know what they can do. So it's just like a stress fest for me right now.
Drawn back by the allure of the unknown, they knew that they would return, compelled by the spirits that lingered in the shadows, eager to share their stories. Would you ever like to visit a place like this? Let us know in the comments. Famous YouTuber Josh recently explored a mysterious and forgotten place called the abandoned Beverly Hills Island. This island, actually named Montserrat, lies hidden in the Caribbean and was once home to rich mansions, luxury cars, and priceless art. Today, all of that has been left behind. The island looks like a ghost town, frozen in time.
From yesterday, guys, if you did not see last episode of this channel, go back a week and check it out. Part 2 of Montserrat was insane. The stuff we seen, the stuff we did. So, here's actually what's going down today. We're gonna pick up Steve, right? Alright? And then, we're actually gonna be going to a place called the MVO, which is actually the Montserrat Volcano Observatory. And we have a interview with the chief director of that. I actually don't know I've never even seen a volcano observatory, so this is new for all of us. But we're gonna be as close as we can maybe to the volcano. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. We're also going to a place today called the Air Studios, which is where they did all their recordings with like Jimmy Buffett. Apparently Michael Jackson maybe secretly did an album or a song here. See, Montserrat was full of life before the volcano struck. And Montserrat had so many people that was musicians or artists that were here, and they still do. And it's very amazing. But all the famous people would come here and record some songs here on vacation and just work here, and it was great. And again, even Jimmy Buffett and so many people, like one of the Beatles actually performed and did some songs here and recorded there. So this is big, and that's abandoned. So there's a lot here, so we have a lot to do. Gotta get Steve.
Montserrat first became known to the world in 1498 when explorer Christopher Columbus saw it during his second journey. He named it after a famous monastery in Spain. The island is full of natural beauty, green hills, tall volcanoes, and scenic views, but has been seen a lot of destruction as well, mainly because of its dangerous volcano. Josh and his team started their adventure with a thrilling flight over Montserrat's landscapes. From above, they could see how much of the island had been taken over by nature. They soon arrived at the ruins of Air Studios, a famous music studio where legends like Michael Jackson and Jimmy Buffett once recorded songs.
Shift thing. Remember, Steve, the Beatle guy walked on these very stairs, alright?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't break them.
True. True. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not stepping to the right. And obviously when the hurricane hit here, it ripped all the roof off, so all the water dripped down to the bottom, which is why you've seen all the mold and also why all the equipment got completely destroyed. Looks like a jungle. Imagine just hanging out here, having parties, recording downstairs. You're with the elites, all the best.
Sadly, Hurricane Hugo destroyed the studio in 1989, and now it sits in silence, with broken walls and empty rooms. As they walked deeper into the island, they came across empty houses, collapsed buildings, and forgotten objects. Nature had slowly taken over everything. Trees were growing through the windows, and vines covered entire buildings. The silence was haunting, and every step told the story of a life once full of joy and color.
An experience with the island's Soufriere Hills volcano eruption. Now, as a respected researcher and advisor at the Montserrat Volcano Observatory, Dr. Ryan continues to advance our knowledge of volcanic behavior, working tirelessly to help protect the people of the island.
So I have a question as well. So with like earthquakes and twisters or tsunamis or hurricanes, it's like you can class them like, oh, category 5 hurricane, so we know how strong they are. Do they have something like that for a volcano?
Yeah, we do. It's a VI index.
Okay.
And it goes from 1 up, 1 to 5.
Okay, yeah, so it's similar to like
magnitude, right?
So,
well, that's earthquake, right?
Yeah,
Magnitude, yeah.
So yeah, it really goes with the volume of material that is being generated by.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like I'm assuming it's like, oh, what you said, and then how much lava, magma is coming out would determine that number.
Yeah.
But okay. I know, because my next question was like, what number was that when Plymouth got hit?
So this eruption generated 100,000 cubic meters of water. It's tiny, so that would be like.
In my head is like, imagine things happened here in like 2002. We would be seeing maybe more like Sega's video games. We'd be seeing a lot more of different things as the time going on. That would have been crazy because those are like stuff that like we maybe seeing Goosebumps stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying like what would have happened in different years and time spans. This was 1997, so we're seeing very older things. But then again, we are on an island in the middle of nowhere. But look at this. You know, and when I was younger and I was playing like original Nintendo, I've had those TVs that you're looking at right there. We are about to leave this place, but right before we leave, I wanted to show you the interior of this car. I love the old interiors, especially now being 2025. Look at how they look. It's like so ancient. This stuff to me is like what's in now. I'm like, I want to collect a car that looks like this. So the house we originally wanted to go to is impossible. We ended up just parking our car in an abandoned area. Now our car kind of matches and looks kind of abandoned. It's like we have to get to this mansion, bro. It's driving us nuts, but if we can't find a path in, maybe it's just not worth it. And this is the reality. You can't even move forward. We're stuck. Now again, without the help of Google Satellite, thank God for technology, I still wouldn't know where we're going. So Steve is saying, like he said, that he thinks animals made this path, which looks like it. It's not like totally all humanized.
It's like the animals make their own roads, that they know where it's safe to go.
Yeah.
We just follow it. And look, there's like animal poop right there.
Oh yeah, you're right, bro.
Yeah, no, I've done this so many times. I just follow the animal tracks and it leads me to the
spots.
Places sometimes.
It looks like it's maintained, but it's like impossible. There's no path to even get here except here. Why does it look like this? We should watch out for animals, huh? So right here, there's another house. We can check out both. I mean, animals must live here.
Their final stop was the Montserrat Volcano Observatory. There, Dr. Ryan, a scientist, explained that the volcano is still active and could erupt again. He shared how scientists keep an eye on it every day to protect the people who still live on the island.
Been here $1 million or more. I don't know what this would have cost in 1997 or what the prices were, but especially back then with everything being so, great, this could be top tier. Also, I can see their side though. If they found out that it was 400 years ago before an eruption ever happened from 1996 anyways, at that point, they're probably all thinking, it may never erupt, and if it does, we might all be dead, who cares? And then they build all this stuff anyways, not ever thinking what was really gonna happen, and who would have thought? And then going forward with what I learned, first off, look
at the end of the journey, Josh looked back at Montserrat with mixed feelings. It was once a paradise, full of music and life, and now it's a reminder of how powerful nature can be. His exploration showed both the beauty and danger of this forgotten island and left a message. Even the grandest places can vanish when nature takes control. What do you say? Share your thoughts in the comments below. This video came from a Facebook user in a popular page called Ghost of London. His family moved into what seemed like the perfect Victorian home, but soon things started going seriously wrong. At first, it was just little things, lights flickering, sometimes turning on before anyone even touched the switch. Then strange sounds began. Children laughing and running around the house, but not their kids. Visitors didn't feel welcome either. One time, a pizza flew off the table and stones seemed to come out of nowhere, hitting them. The son talked about a guy named Mick who would talk to him. At night, furniture moved by itself, chairs, even the sofa shifting when everyone was asleep. Things got worse, so the family invited some friends over while the kids were out. That's when a photo taken by the brother-in-law showed a shadowy figure standing at the bottom of the stairs. They couldn't believe what they saw. Looking for answers, they called in paranormal experts. One investigator, Sharon Clark, saw some of the strange stuff herself. The worst moment came when the mom saw something she described as a mini whirlwind in human form appear in her room, and the whole house started banging loudly. Terrified, she grabbed the kids and fled with just the essentials, coming back later with a team during the day to get the rest. Ever since then, she's been hooked on investigating the paranormal and has experienced a lot more that can't be explained as well. Out there, miles from help, no cell signal, no backup, just you.
Hello?
A thin tent wall and whatever's moving beyond it. Camping becomes less about peace and more about survival. Tonight we're diving into 7 of the most disturbing, unsettling, and downright terrifying camping encounters ever caught on camera. Real footage, real fear, and moments that'll make you question if you ever feel safe pitching a tent again. Because when you're surrounded by trees, what's hiding in the dark is always closer than you think. Let's begin. Back in March of 2025, a YouTuber that was big on camping videos named Daniel Mark Brown decides to pull off a stealth camping trip in the woods near Austria, England. Now, for those not familiar, stealth camping is when you set up camp somewhere you're technically not supposed to be, and the goal is to stay completely under the radar. Daniel's plan? Follow a hiking trail for a bit, and then veer off into the woods and find the perfect hidden spot to set up for the night. And honestly, it worked like a charm. Better than he expected, actually. He found a solid little hideout in no time, tucked away where no one would stumble across it. He dropped off his gear, then headed to a nearby river to cook up some food. After eating, he made his way back to the camp, and by then, the sun was going down and the trail traffic was pretty much gone. It felt peaceful, quiet, perfect for a chill night. But that's when things took a weird turn. About 90 minutes after he passed out in his sleeping bag, Daniel gets jolted awake by the sound of something.
I'm almost too scared to breathe here. I think a dog or something just came in.
Branches cracking nearby. Then there's a flashlight cutting through the dark, and he starts freaking out quietly.
Oh, that's right. They're looking straight at me.
He thinks maybe it's a dog that wandered in, but it's the light that really gets him. Someone's definitely out there, and they're pointing a flashlight right at him. He doesn't know what else to do, so he calls out just a simple, "Hello?"
Hello?
But instead of answering, this person just turns around, completely silent, and walks back into the woods. Light off, gone. Now Daniel's really freaked. He sits there for a while, not seeing or hearing anything else, just trying to stay calm. You can tell he's shaken. And he packs up fast and gets the hell out of there.
They haven't been about, I haven't seen a single light now for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't even know. I've been just trying to keep as calm as possible. But when they walked off and the light went out, I don't even know which direction they were. I'll forget it. Let's just go.
Now, was it just some random person walking their dog who got just as freaked out hearing someone yell from the shadows? Maybe. But the way that they didn't say a word and just vanished without a trace, that's the part that sticks with you. This could have been innocent, or they might have had something darker in mind until they realized Daniel was awake. Either way, he got out safe, but that was way too close for comfort. Guess It Official, a YouTuber who's known for diving headfirst into some seriously haunted spots, decides to do a solo camping trip. But this ain't just any camping vlog, it's a creepy one. Real creepy. The kind where you instantly think, why would anyone do this alone? He heads out to this forest area that's got a very messed up past. Local legend says that it's haunted by a woman who died in a pretty tragic way.
Jadi pada tahun 2018 atau 2019 teman-teman di lokasi ini pernah ditemukan sosok mayat perempuan teman-teman. Jadi kata temanku itu si perempuan itu selalu dibuang di lokasi sini teman-teman. Ya sempat menggemparkan warga setempat sih. Dan yang lebih tragisnya itu teman-teman, si mayatnya itu ditemukan sudah 4 hari 7 harian gitu teman-teman, dan udah menimbulkan bau-bau busuk dan ditemukan oleh warga yang sedang mencari kayu bakar di lokasi sini teman-teman, dan curiga tahu soalnya tuh.
Most people wouldn't even think to walk their dog there. But this dude, he sets up camp right on top of it. At first, everything seems chill. He's cooking, sipping on hot chocolate, cracking a few jokes to the camera, just trying to keep the vibes as light as possible. But even then, you can tell he's really not feeling totally at ease. He says the air feels heavy, like someone's watching him. Not the kind of thing you want to hear when you're alone in the woods. As the sun dips, things start getting weird. Weird noises start echoing through the trees. Shadows flicker just outside of his campsite, and the calm starts slipping into a straight-up unease. Then we get the backstory. So apparently, back in 2018 or maybe 2019, someone found a decomposed body buried right where he's camping. A woman who had gone missing. They only found her because someone caught a whiff nearby of something rotten while gathering firewood. Since then, people claim to have seen a ghostly woman in white with long messy hair and a twisted face, roaming the woods. Trying to catch anything unusual, he sets a camera outside of his tent and tries to sleep. But right around 11:30 p.m., a loud bang wakes him up. Then, crying. Like actual crying in the middle of nowhere. He scrambles to check his camera, but of course the battery's dead, conveniently right before the noise. He grabs his flashlight and steps outside, and that's when he sees it, a white figure in the dark. As he gets closer, his camera starts glitching, something that weirdly happens a lot in his haunted videos. It's colder now, and suddenly something brushes his ear, cold like ice.
Halo? Siapa kamu? Tuh berding. Semua lu. Asam.
That's when he really starts to freak out. This isn't some fake ghost hunting show. You can tell he's genuinely scared. He starts praying out loud, basically begging to make it out in one piece. And in the end, he slowly backs out of the forest, visibly shaken, thanking his viewers and hoping that that's the last of it. And that's what makes this video hit so hard. It's not just the ghost story, it's the real fear, the tragic backstory, and the weird stuff his camera actually caught. Believing in ghosts or not, one thing's for sure, this wasn't your average camping trip. Alright, so let me tell you a creepy story that's been floating around for years about Blackbird State Forest in Delaware. People have been whispering about weird stuff going on down there, unsolved murders, folks taking their own lives, and all kinds of spooky ghost sightings. And it's not just stories. Folks say they got this heavy, uneasy feeling while hiking or camping, like someone's watching them from the trees. Now there's this one camping spot that stands out, Site B08. It's way off the beaten path, tucked far from any other campgrounds or park facilities. Mostly it's used by deer hunters as a base during hunting season, but it's isolated, real isolated. And that's where things get even weirder. A video's been making the rounds lately. Some guy decided to spend the night alone at Site B08 and caught something freaky on camera. As he pans around with his flashlight, you can clearly see a pair of eyes reflecting in the distance. Not animal eyes either. These things were at eye level, human height. But before you can get a really good look, whatever it is ducks out of view, gone. No one knows what it is, but folks who already felt uneasy about Blackbird Forest, yeah, this just cranked up the fear to 11. Site B08, not exactly on anyone's weekend getaway list now. Alright, let me tell you about Jacob Cockle, the dude people started calling the Whirlpool Hitman. It all kicked off in 2011 when Jacob, a guy from Cornwall, dropped a 20-second YouTube video of this little whirlpool near his home. He slapped a ridiculous title on it, biggest whirlpool in the world. Well, it wasn't. Not even close. The video blew up though, probably because of how clickbaity it was. People roasted him so hard in the comments he had to turn off likes and dislikes just to hide the hate. Now most folks would have backed off after getting clowned like that, but not Jacob. No, he doubled down. He started pumping out whirlpool videos like crazy. Sometimes he'd mix things up with skits, but really it was just about getting the clicks. One of his classic tricks, filming the same whirlpool, this one spot called the Carol Pool, and pretending it was from India, Hawaii, wherever. Same whirlpool, new lies. I gotta respect the hustle for this guy. Jacob was clearly obsessed with these swirling death traps, but things took a darker turn in 2012. He stopped just filming them, he started jumping into them. Swimming around, filming underwater, getting real up close and personal. Turns out he was a solid swimmer, into surfing, and had a bit of a reckless streak. His family said that he'd always been a risk taker, but after his sister passed away from a brain tumor, he went full send. Started doing stuff like jumping off of railway bridges, got the cops on his case more than once. Then came his wildest phase. He posted a video called Justin Bieber vs. Whirlpool, complete with a fake picture of Bieber holding a sign saying he'd jump into a whirlpool if you shared the video. Classic internet bait. But just 2 days later, tragedy struck. Jacob's body was found floating in the Caro pool. At first, no one knew what happened, but soon a video surfaced. Jacob diving into a whirlpool wearing a horse mask. Another camera he was holding showed his final moments. Reports say that a powerful current sucked him into a drainage tunnel, dragging him 70 meters underwater. He drowned. It was heartbreaking. The guy was quirky, reckless, and kind of a troll, but he loved what he did. Jacob Cockle died chasing the whirlpool he couldn't stop filming. Rest in peace, Whirlpool guy. A quiet, camera-shy guy named Storm Dwell, 22 years old from Belgium. He wasn't just your average content creator. Storm wasn't even talking in his videos, just pure, raw footage of the stunning Scandinavian backcountry. That was his vibe. Back in August of 2024, he launched his YouTube channel, Storm Outdoorsy, and uploaded his very first video. No fanfare, no monetization, just a guy with a deep love for nature showing the world what he saw through his lens. And guess what? It worked. That first video pulled in 25,000 views. Not bad for a guy who'd never said a word. Storm kept it up. Every couple of weeks he'd post a new video, just him and the wilderness. No tutorials, no survival tips, just peaceful, cinematic journeys through snow-covered forests and wild mountain ranges. You could tell he wasn't doing it for the fame or the money. The guy just wanted to share the magic of the wild. Storm was never one for city life or big crowds. According to his parents, he didn't exactly fit in with modern society. And honestly, he didn't try to. Before YouTube, he had already biked all the way from Belgium to Scandinavia. Dude loved the solitude, the challenge, the silence of the wild. But here's the part that hurts. Nature, as beautiful as it is, doesn't care how much you love it. His last video went up on October 23rd, 2024. You see him in it, out there in the freezing cold, no shelter, just raw survival. Then, on October 29th, Storm set off for another solo hike in northern Sweden. That's when things went south. A snowstorm hit, sudden and violent. But Storm, being the seasoned adventurer that he was, didn't panic. He called his grandma, said he'd be fine. He even sent a buddy a video showing snow completely filling his boots and backpack, like it was just another day outside. But that storm was no joke. Winds were ripping trees out of the ground, and the cold was brutal. It felt like -1 Fahrenheit. Somewhere along the way, Storm seems to have fallen and busted his nose. That, plus the dropping temps, pushed him to his limit. At 2:36 in the morning, he sent out an SOS to Swedish rescue services. But the blizzard was so intense, helicopters couldn't take off. Hours passed. When they finally got to him the next morning, it was too late. They found him around 10 a.m. on October 30th. Storm's legs were frozen stiff, his nose broken, his pack holding just a toothbrush and a sleeping bag. The cold had claimed him. The news broke the next day. Details were murky at first, but once people figured out who he was, it spread fast. His family spoke to the press, sharing their final moments with him and their heartbreak. His dad, he's vowed to go back to Sweden one day. He wants to find Storm's camera, because on that camera might be the last thing his son ever filmed. Charles, the guy who runs Tanner Charles' YouTube channel, heads out on another one of his wild storm chasing trips. He's got his camera, his gear, and that adrenaline rush that he lives for. Destination, HRI. Seems like just another day of chasing twisters, but little did he know, this trip was about to get way more intense. Emotionally, not just meteorologically. So there he is, driving along, when suddenly a tornado touches down, and it's a beast. You can hear it in his voice, shock, fear, awe, all rolled into one.
There it is, right there. Oh my God! my gosh.
This wasn't just a funnel cloud in the distance, it was real, it was close, and it was powerful. He kicks into storm chaser mode, following it, heart pounding, hands probably shaking. Then things shift, fast. Turns out this storm wasn't just for show, it slammed straight into a neighborhood. And now, Charles wasn't just chasing weather, he was in the middle of a disaster zone.
Oh my gosh. Is he okay? Oh my gosh. You okay? All right. Come on, rear out. Okay, let's go. Let's go check on him, okay? Here, you're okay. Here, just get in it. Okay, okay? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go check on your parents.
They rush over, chaos everywhere, debris, destruction, but Charles stays calm, trying to help. This was the home of an elderly couple, and now it's rubble. But the couple's son was already on his way, and together with Charles, they dig through the mess, trying to find them.
Are you okay? Yeah. Here, you can get in my car. Here, let's take our time now. Let's take our time, okay? Let's take our time.
And somehow, miraculously, they do. The elderly couple had been trapped, but they were alive. Bruised, shaken, but breathing. Emergency crews got them to the hospital just to be sure, but no major injuries, thank God. But the home they'd lived in for decades leveled.
I'm just glad you guys are okay.
Did you come from that way?
I did.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Did you get hit in the head?
Yes.
It just hit dust directly. It just wiped everything out.
Jennifer, a Casper, Wyoming native, once shared a chilling story that led the crew to Crimson Dawn Park on Casper Mountain. Known for the legends of witches, ghosts, rituals, and strange creatures, the area had an eerie reputation, and Jennifer's experience had only added to it. About 30 years ago, while still in high school, Jennifer went camping near the park with two friends. What began as a peaceful night turned terrifying when they were suddenly surrounded by figures in dark cloaks. The group gave chase, forcing the teens to flee in their truck, convinced they were about to be kidnapped for a ritual.
Who hurt my friend Jennifer? I tried to hurt her. Man, this is just beautiful. I hear a voice. Can you come to the window? What's your name? I hear you. Speak really loud and slow.
Years later, Jennifer's team returned to the site, drawn by the mystery. The forest felt quiet, almost too quiet. As questions were asked into the air, the REM pod lit up, seemingly responding to inquiries about spirits, rituals, and Jennifer's experience. Voices, some clear, others whispery and strange, echoed through the trees.
Is it still going crazy?
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm coming back and it stops.
When asked if a witch or land spirit was present, the device lit again.
Thus. But we have to go. It's... Can you stop, please?
A man's voice was faintly heard, and the team offered herbs as a peace gesture, receiving more activity in response. They left respectfully.
Okay, well, thank you. We wish you peace. I'm going to leave you a few herbs. Hopefully they'll bring you peace.
The message was clear. Crimson Dawn remembers. And something there still remembers Jennifer. And if you're still planning that weekend camping trip, maybe double check your flashlight batteries. Or better yet, just stay home. And for more chills, check out this next video.